Hi everybody, Bronze here today, and I have something a bit special. I've been watching KyleBlane's blind playthrough of his first time playing Guild Wars 2, and he said he could not find a basic but detailed guide to combo fields and finishers. This surprised me, as I learned this basic part of the combat system so long ago that I had not considered how confusing it could be to new players. So I'm going to do my best to explain combo fields and finishers in as basic a way as possible. To begin, what are fields and finishers? Both are special aspects of certain skills that can be seen easily with this little conjoined heart symbol in the skill text. Next to the heart, it will tell you whether it is a field or a finisher, as well as what type it is. Ignore this for now. Every combo uses the same layout. If a finisher starts, passes through, or ends in a field, it gets a special effect that depends on the combination of the type of field and the type of finisher. This is the technical definition that any veteran Guild Wars 2 player can tell you, but what does it actually mean? In-game, combo fields are a very niche gameplay mechanic. Personally, the only time I ever find myself using them are on my Elementalist because they have such an easy combo execution that it's nearly impossible not to, and my Thief, mostly using the Dagger 2 Leap finisher to get a few nice effects in combat. With that said, particularly in solo gameplay, mastery of this mechanic can be both very fun and very rewarding. Self-buffing is probably the best use of combos, but you can manipulate the mechanic to get some extra conditions on your enemies, heal or cleanse conditions on your allies, or get some fun, unique effects. Let's start with the basics. How do I execute a finisher? Well, here to help me is my favorite training dummy, AJ Skateman. Say hi, AJ.
Hi.
Each type of finisher is unique, but very intuitive and easy to understand. Leap finishers all make your character leap forward at your target, and along with its attack effects, if your character starts in, ends in, or passes through a friendly field, your character gets a buff. Don't worry about the buff for now. Here we have a thief leaping through an elementalist's fire field and gaining a fire aura. Projectile finishers apply an effect, usually a condition application, to the projectile if it passes through a field. Many projectile weapon auto attacks have a small chance to be a finisher, meaning that some, but not all of your attacks will have the associated effect. Here we have a thief using their shortbow auto attacks inside an elementalist's fire field. You can see that some of their attacks get a burning effect. Blast finishers are a little bit less intuitive, but very powerful. They cause the effect to explode in an area around the blast. Again, don't worry about what the effect is just yet. These are the most powerful finishers in group content as they affect multiple allies or enemies in the targeted area. Here we can see the Thief's Shortbow 2 Blast
Pull through.
finisher inside of an Elementalist's water field
Hurts,
gets
doesn't it?
area healing. Whirl finishers cause a bunch of projectiles with effects to be launched in random directions around the whirling player. Here we can see a thief using their elite skill Dagger Storm inside of a fire field. The flaming projectiles are not the daggers from Dagger
Lethal
Storm
combination.
becoming
I like
projectile
it.
finishers. It is the whirl finisher launching its own flaming projectiles. Now that we know how to use finishers, how do we know what kind of effect we'll get when we use them? Well, here's where I have a bit of bad news. There are a lot of combo finishers in the game, and most of them are not super useful. If you've ever done a world boss and noticed that all of your projectiles are getting a condition cleanse effect, that's because guardians drop light fields around the boss for damage. During a burn phase, when the boss isn't doing anything, you don't really need Condi Cleanse, but there it is. Generally speaking, damage fields like poison or fire will make finishers do extra damage, or grant offensive boons, while defensive fields like water or light will heal allies, cleanse conditions, or give defensive boons. The system gets really complicated, so I suggest you just have fun and experiment with your class's abilities. If you have a skill that says combo field, try standing in it and using some of your other abilities to see what happens. With that in mind, here are some of the more useful combos, and some of my personal favorites. Let's start with buffing yourself. As stated, one of the most useful aspects of combos, in my opinion. Here we will be demonstrating some of the great pre-combat combo finishers that can be used all on your own. Most of these will also buff your allies, and all of them can be used before combat to start out strong, or during a lull in combat to keep your momentum up.
All
AJ,
right.
you can wake up now.
Oh my God. All right. Hold on. Sorry. This rock was very comfortable.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. The snow here is so soft.
What are
It's
we
just,
doing
oh,
again?
I just wanna. Why can't? Oh, I
You
typed.
can't lay down.
I spelled sleep wrong.
Slept.
Okay. All right. So first we're gonna do some basic We're gonna do some basic thief leap finishers. In case you guys can't tell, this part of the video is not scripted.
Oh no, it's totally scripted.
One of my favorite thief leap finishers is actually one that thieves can do all on their own. It is
Fine,
Pistol
I'll leave then.
5.
I'll leave then. All right. Yeah.
Okay. It is Pistol 5 into Dagger 2. So Pistol 5 drops a smoke field, and Dagger 2 is a leap finisher, which makes you stealthed for a few seconds.
Wait, where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
So that's a really fun one you can do all by yourself, and it's really useful in PvP because you can get, what is that, like 6 seconds of stealth, and that's with no like attributes that give me extra stealth. That's just with the leap finishers. So if you're in PvP and you can turn invisible for 6 seconds, that's a long time in PvP. That can let you sneak around and do pretty much whatever you want.
Ooh.
Let's see. This is pre-combat buffs. So what else are we thinking? The main one that I'm thinking is might. And actually, AJ, I want to see if you can do this. I don't think you can, but I want to see if you can do this combo.
All
Swap
right.
to Earth real quick, and then we'll have to wait a couple of seconds while fire recharges. But I need to explain to you what to do, because there's about 15 skills in a row that you need to execute perfectly to get this
Oh,
off.
in staff
So,
or dagger form?
both.
Oh,
So you have weapon skill swap. You have weapon swap bound to a hotkey, right?
what do you mean?
You can swap weapons with a hotkey,
Oh,
right?
yes, I
Okay.
can. Yep.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna start in Earth and cast Earth 2, and then swap to Fire and cast Fire 5. Oh wait, no, I messed up. You actually start in Water,
Hmm.
and it's
Okay.
not Fire 5. I messed up twice. Jeez. Okay, I'm messing up all over the place. So go to Water.
Mm-hmm.
What? Don't do anything yet, because if you do it now, it'll all be on cooldown. But what you're
Oh
gonna
yeah, true.
do, and I want to see if you can execute this.
Okay.
You cast Water 2. It's a big ice meteor that
Mm-hmm.
hovers above the air for a few seconds and then crashes down, and it's a blast finisher. You cast Ice Meteor and then swap to Fire. You cast Water 2 and then swap to Fire and cast Fire 2 right under the Ice Meteor. You then, right after casting Lava Font, you'll weapon swap and cast Fire 5, followed by Fire. Oh, wait, you don't have a Scepter.
I don't.
Yeah, you need a Scepter to do this. You know what? Never mind. I'm just going to swap to my Ellie. I'll be right back.
Ah.
I forgot you can't do this with a dagger. You need a Scepter.
Wait, let me see if I have something in my inventory. No. No. More horn bows.
Sorry about my loading screens, everybody. This is what you get when you're freestyling part of the video.
Nah, just cut it out.
I might cut out the loading screens. Who knows? We'll see. Let's go to Hallbrack. We still have a lot to do in this video, honestly.
Nice. Okay. This is fun.
I am glad you're having fun.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I was just mastering this. Wait, yeah.
Alright, so for this I need a couple of extra blast finishers, which I will
Oops.
equip now. I'm going to start in Staff, Water, and swap to Scepter Warhorn halfway through, and I think that I can get all the way to the Might cap, which is 25 Might, with
Ooh,
only the blast finishers on my skill bar, and
nice.
no other effects. So,
Hmm.
let's try this.
Oh my
Nope,
god.
I got to 20. Man, okay. Well, if I use Fire 4, then it's 23. But yeah, that actually used to be a very common combo with elementalists in dungeons. This is even before the first expansion came out,
Right.
where you would. This is actually so. you don't know this, but elementalists used to not even have weapon swap. Like,
Really?
today we can't weapon swap while we're in combat, but
Uh-huh.
in previous days, you literally could not have more than one weapon set equipped. Either a
Oh.
single two-handed weapon or two one-handed weapons. That's
Oh,
all
wow.
you could have.
Nice.
So what elementalists used to do back in the day was they would keep a scepter, a dagger, and maybe something else in their inventory and equip a staff and do basically this combo where they would just keep they would open their inventory and have their weapons there in their inventory. Because you're not in combat, you can change out your weapons as much as you want, and they would cast a bunch of weapon skills all together, kind of like this. I actually got to 24 that time because I remembered to swap to
Jeez.
Earth properly. And they would just spam weapon skills for like 10 seconds to get their entire party up to 25 might with just blast finishers. Wow, I
Wow.
can't talk right now. And yeah, it was honestly impressive. I never mastered it because I never really got into that aspect of the game at that point. And then by the time I did get into high-end PvP or high-end PvE, where that's actually useful, by the time I got into that, it was kind of a null feature. Like, it didn't really matter too much.
Right.
But yeah, it was really cool. Like, you could have your entire party stacked up to 25 might with Fury, which does a ton of extra damage with
That's crazy.
just weapon swapping Elementalist. It was crazy.
Jeez. Ellie's were still OP back then.
They still are, dude. Anyways, I'm back on my Thief now because we need to talk about a couple other fields. Mostly the fact that if you drop a lava font and I blast the hell out of it, go ahead. With just my short bow, I actually missed one. I can have, I think, 15 if I do it properly. 15 stacks of might with just spamming short bow 2. And this is area as well. So, like, he has 24 stacks of might, I have 24 stacks of might. If you drop another lava font, we can do
Yep.
it even more. You can't get above 25, but as soon as lava font's off cooldown and you drop it again, we can get more and more and more might.
Oh
And
my
just keep
gosh.
it going. So this was another combo as well. Because the Thief Shortbow 2 is a really spammable blast finisher, you can use it to blast all kinds of things really easily.
Wow.
And actually, one of the most common ones to blast is a stealth field. So if I equip this stealth field right here, smoke screen,
Mm-hmm.
and I swap to my short bow and drop a smoke screen on us, I can blast it all by myself
Oh,
and just blast it over and over again to get
where
area
am I?
stealth. We now both have 10 seconds of stealth, and we can run
Where?
around wherever we want.
Where am I? I don't like this. I don't know myself. I haven't found myself.
There
Oh
you are.
gosh. All right.
Yeah, so that's really useful for like skipping a bunch of dungeon stuff where there's like in between bosses in dungeons, you have to walk through a maze with like 100 mobs. If you know your way through the maze and you can get through it in 10 seconds, you can just stealth all the way through it. Nothing ever attacks you.
Wow.
It's
That's
so cool.
awesome.
What else did I want to talk about? I have two-player buff combo written down on the script. I have no idea what that means.
Nice
Um,
job.
let's test out a couple things. Swap to
Okay.
water real quick and drop your
Yep.
4 skill. I
4?
believe if I blast your 4 skill, we both get Frost Aura, which is
Ooh,
really
yes.
nice. Frost Aura makes you take less damage, and anybody that attacks you gets chilled, which which increases the cooldown time on their skills and makes them attack slower. So it's really cool.
Sweet.
Let's see. Other ones. If I drop my short bow 4 and you swap to Earth and use your Earth 2, actually swap back to your Warhorn and just use Earth 4. That's a much easier blast finisher for you.
Switch back to my what?
Your
Dagger?
Warhorn. Yeah, Dagger Warhorn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So as soon as I drop the poison gas, press swap to Earth and press 4, and it blasts area weakness. So because it's a poison field, it doesn't buff us, it actually debuffs enemies. So because
Hmm.
you blasted it, the area weakness is a really nice buff in PvE. It makes the enemies do less damage and also have a chance to fumble, which does 0 damage. So when they attack you, they have a small chance of doing 0 damage.
Wow, that's OP.
Yeah, it's really cool. Do you have any questions before we move on to the next bit?
Well, that kind of answered some of my questions. I was wondering if you could do multiple like buffs and different attunements as an Ellie, or
Yeah.
help someone cast different skills. Like, what do this different effects do in different attunements?
Yeah, so a lot of it comes down to just reading your skill bar. Like, if you go down to your Earth 4 right now, you'll find the combo field, or combo finisher blast next to the little heart icon in the
Oh,
skill.
yes.
Yeah. So just reading your skills, you'll see that on occasion, and it'll either say combo field or combo finisher.
Hmm.
And combining different fields with different finishers has all kinds of different attacks. Yeah,
Hmm.
your Earth, that was your Earth 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that is a leap finisher. And I actually don't know. Is it off cooldown again?
5 seconds.
Okay, as soon as it's off cooldown, let me know. I actually don't know what happens
Yep.
when you leap inside of a poison field, so we're about to find
Oh,
out.
nice. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, go ahead.
Oh, it's on now.
Oh, it applies weakness to enemies around you, I assume? I know that's a leap finisher. I know it's not a blast finisher, so it
Let me
must
try and
just...
fire.
that one's not a leap finisher, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, right. It isn't. No.
Yeah, but
Field fire.
if you
Okay.
use your fire 3, the dash one, go ahead
Yeah.
and use it. That is actually a fire field, so I can blast it and we get might. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, there's all kinds of cool things you can do with this. I don't think air has any, except air overload. Air overload is a
Yes.
airfield.
Combo field.
Yeah. So as soon as that drops, I can start blasting that, and that gives us swiftness.
Oh my gosh.
So swiftness is not super useful, but it is useful on occasion, and it's really nice to have. It just makes you move faster. So that's cool. I'm not really sure how Mesmer works, but I know they have an ethereal field is what it's called, and I kind of want to play around with it a little bit. So swap to Earth real quick, AJ.
Yep.
And blast this and see what happens. I think we get... Go ahead and blast it. You didn't blast it.
What's blast again?
The Earth 4.
Oh.
Now we have to wait.
Oh, this.
Now we have to wait for cooldowns. Do I have any other ethereal fields?
Oh no! Okay, 20 seconds.
Yeah, okay. I think I can give us some alacrity. No, I can't because I'm not a chrono. Never mind. We just have to wait.
Okay. I'm off cooldown in right now.
Okay. Go ahead and blast this. I think we get a chaos field, or chaos
Ooh.
aura, yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, chaos aura is one of my favorites. When people attack you, they just get random conditions applied to them. It's really cool.
Sweet.
Yep, it doesn't last very long though. And I'm
No.
pretty sure if we wait for my cooldown for just a little bit, if you leap using your Earth 3, if you leap through the aura or through the field, I think you get the same chaos aura. Yeah, you get chaos aura as well.
Oh, yep.
Yep. So that's really nice. So chaos auras are really fun to play with. I just wanted to show that off a little bit with my Mesmer here. I don't know for sure of any classes besides Mesmer that get chaos aura ethereal fields that make chaos aura as a thing. I'm also trying to remember if Elementalist has any projectile finishers. Oh, in your slot skills,
Yes.
go to read off your arcane slot skills for me real quick.
Arcane power, arcane blast, arcane wave, and arcane shield.
Okay, I'm pretty sure arcane blast should be a projectile finisher. Is that correct?
Physical projectile.
Yes. Yep. So that is a projectile finisher. So go
Yep.
ahead and kind of aim up a little bit using your right click. Aim your screen up a little bit.
Yep.
And then cast that in my field. Go ahead. Okay, so that applies confusion to enemies. So that's cool.
Nice.
You saw the little confusion icon that appeared when you used that skill. That
Yes.
means that whatever enemy you target with that skill, when it hits, because it went through my ethereal field, it will apply confusion, which is a really cool debuff, a really cool condition where when they use skills, they take extra damage. So that's cool.
Oh, nice.
So they can not use skills and take less damage, or they can use skills and take more damage.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say with the ethereal fields. They're really fun to play with. I like playing with them. I don't play Mesmer very often, but when I do, I love playing with those. So bye, everybody. Now let's talk about executing combos in combat. As stated, many of the previous combos can be executed in or out of combat, but many of them require standing in place and dropping a few finishers in a row on the same field for maximum effect. Guild Wars 2 combat is dynamic and above all mobile, which often makes this unfeasible in the middle of a fight. Quicker, less complicated combos can give you the edge in combat without having this drawback. Here are a few of my favorites. So I think we're gonna just cut straight to demonstrating again.
Cool.
Obviously, one of my favorites that I already showed off. This one is a very useful one for any thieves in PvP. Drop a field, leap out of it,
Oh.
leap back into it, and then leap out of it again. And that gives you over 6 seconds of stealth with no extra buffs. So if you're trying to escape, if you're trying to sneak somewhere, if you're trying to do really anything, that is a great one to use. What else do we have? We have a couple of easy blast finishers. For example, you're in your Dagger Warhorn setup, so right
Yes.
now, if you were in a fight, what would you do first?
I would probably go through my skills and I guess dash first, and then create a fire field thing,
Yep.
and then start
So
like doing
Yep.
all that
So
stuff.
this fire field, if anybody walks into it, will damage them, obviously.
Ooh,
But
ha!
also, when we're standing in it, I can use this amazing thief ability called Blinding Powder. It is a blast finisher and also applies stealth. So if you drop a fire field and I blast it with Blinding Powder, we get stealth and we get might. All
And the ice
together.
trick too.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that takes maybe 2 seconds to execute. Like if you dash and I blast right away,
Hmm.
there's all these people here all of a
Oh,
sudden.
we have friends.
Hi,
We have
friends.
friends.
Wave at your friends.
Oh,
Oh, he's gone. He didn't like you.
ah, I didn't wave soon enough. He thinks I'm a dick.
But yeah, like if you have this easy blast finisher applied, go ahead and do your fire dash, and I'll just immediately the dash, and I'll just immediately blast it. We're both stealth, and we have might now, and we can just
Wow.
go on our merry way and do whatever we want with stealth. So that's
Nice.
really cool. Thieves obviously get Heartseeker. That is a very easy to use leap finisher. I can leap through fire fields and get fire aura. I can leap through chaos fields and get chaos aura. I can leap through pretty much anything and get some kind of benefit out of it. I believe I can even very easily use my poison field and leap through that, and then when Heartseeker hits my enemy, along with doing the damage that it does, it applies weakness. So that's a very easy, just 1-2 step combo that you can do in combat to apply weakness to your enemy.
Wow.
Let's see, what else do we have? Poison field, chaos field, smoke field, and light field. That requires me getting on my guardian. Guardians drop a ton of light fields just all over the place, and they have a lot of really cool finishers you can do with those as well.
Crap.
Mostly, go ahead.
Crap. I forgot my sunglasses.
uh, let's see. I need to go to Holbrack, where you are. So yeah, light fields mostly will cleanse conditions. That's like the big thing. I think all of the types of finishers through a light field will cleanse a condition, except for leap finishers. Leap finishers are a little bit special, but we'll start with the other types of finishers, and these will pretty much always be available because Guardians, as I said, have a lot of light fields. So if you just start using some combo finishers inside light fields, we'll see what they do. That one didn't work. That wasn't a finisher either, that was a field. Go to Earth. Water works too. That's not a finisher either. Read your skills.
Yes.
There you go, that's a finisher. Now do that inside my light field.
Okay.
Use your Earth 3 as well as soon as I drop it. So Earth 3 on Elementalist Dagger is a leap finisher. It may not look like it, but it is a leap finisher. And leap finisher is the one unique one. It will actually grant a light aura, which is a unique aura that you basically can't get any other way except for executing leap finishers inside of light fields. So you ready?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Swift and steady.
Yep, so light aura, when struck, gain resolution, and incoming condition damage is reduced. So that will help fight against conditions without actually cleansing them. And then if we do a blast finisher, for example, that will area cleanse conditions. So all allies in the area will be cleansed of one condition.
Wow.
And that's just one skill from me and one skill from you, which you would have used anyways because it's a great skill to use. And it also has the added benefit when we use them together of cleansing a condition, so it's really cool. Any questions?
What about fire? What can I do in fire? I know I have my combo field. Well, none of
Yeah.
them are really finished.
I don't think any fire ones are finishers.
No.
I think it's mostly earth.
Actually, Overload Fire is a finisher.
It's a finisher?
Yep.
What type?
Whirl.
Really? Okay,
Yep.
so let me drop a light field on you and overload fire and see what happens. Cleansing bolts. Okay, so the whirl finisher inside of a light field, kind of like the whirl finisher inside of a fire field spits out fiery bolts. The whirl finisher inside of a light field will spit out cleansing bolts. So when they hit allies, they will cleanse conditions instead of just doing damage to enemies.
Huh. That is interesting.
Yep, so that's another one as well. Like if you see an enemy, or if you see an ally whirling, and you just drop a light field on him, suddenly, as well as whirling, he's also cleansing conditions.
That is cool.
And that would work with the Thief Dagger Storm as well, because that is also a whirl finisher. Meanwhile, if you go back to fire when you can.
Yeah. I'm looking in air. There's really no reason to be in air.
Fire.
Yeah, I don't think there's any finishers in air Dagger Warhorn. At least there might be some in other weapon sets. But yeah, so as soon as Fire Overload is off cooldown, which it should be by now, if I drop a fire field and you do a whirl inside the fire field, you spit out burning bolts, which you normally would not, because the fire field from the actual fire field combo field from Overload Fire doesn't drop until you're done channeling, and that is when the whirl finisher ends. So normally you would not grant yourself burning bolts, but if I drop my fire field and you drop your whirl finisher inside of it, then you do get burning bolts. So it's still relatively complicated, but it's mostly just reading the combat and seeing like, oh, my ally just dropped a special field. If I use this skill inside that field, I get some extra effects. So it's more worth it right now than it would be at other times. Does that make sense?
Neat. Yeah, it makes sense.
Cool. I didn't know if that made sense or not, or if I'm just talking gibberish.
I'm understanding a little bit.
Other ones that I like. Let's go back to the smoke field with my thief real quick.
All right, 1 second. I'm going to some foodies. I'll be right back in like 2 minutes.
That's okay. I can demonstrate this by myself for now.
Boom.
So another great one with thief, I believe if you drop a smoke field and then blast it. Oh wait, that's stealth. I thought it was blindness. I think it actually might be the physical projectile. Hang on. Let's get some initiative back. And then drop a smoke field and auto attack with my... Yeah, there you go. Blindness. You just saw that. So the physical projectile from a smoke field, when it hits an enemy, will cause blindness, which causes them to miss their next attack. So that is super useful if you're about to swap out of your dagger pistol and into your short bow. Then you might as well drop a smoke field, because then you can hit things with blindness with your auto attack. So that's some fun stuff. Let's see, what else can I do? I can drop a smoke field and whirl out of it. That will also cause blinding bolts from the whirl finisher. That's some fun stuff. I can make this ice drake invisible. Don't know exactly how that happened, but you know. I'm not even 100% sure why there's an ice drake here. But this is all probably going to get cut out of the video anyways, so who cares?
I do.
The ice drake is invisible.
I know. Earlier we changed him invisible while you're doing one of your auras or whatever.
Fun stuff. So, in conclusion, combos are complicated. There's a lot of them. Most of them are not super useful, but some of them are really useful, especially in solo play. And a lot of them are just really fun. Personally, Chaos Fields are some of my favorites. The Chaos Aura effect is super cool, and it's also purple, so that's a plus. Anyways, guys, that's all for today. This is my first time making a structured video, so if you liked it, make sure to let me know in the comments. And please, if I can do better at something, let me know that too. I live stream Guild Wars 2 and sometimes other games here on YouTube, kinda spastically, so if you want to come hang out, turn on notifications on my channel. You won't get them often, but when you do, I'd love to see you there. Have a great day.